Hello and welcome to Let Me Talk. Let Me Talk is my radio show all about being a queer teen in small towns because I'm a gender fluid lesbian. I've lived in a lot of small towns and I want to talk about it. I'm your host, Claudia St. J. Let's give a little recap for the last episode. We discussed how Let Me Talk started. We did a blind react to a reel of lesbians in the 70s. That was very, very interesting. So I did say I was going to do some more research on that. Next episode, I'm going to see if I can make an episode out of it. I also talked about gay awakenings, how I didn't really have one. Talked about that lovely quote of, oh, being gay is your whole personality. Kind of debunked that, if you will. I also talked about the Virginia conversion therapy ban amendment, so a lot of topics. But last week I promised a mystery guest, and this week I have delivered. We do have a mystery guest. First off, I just want to apologise for my voice, because I have been a bit sick this week, and I sound like this. But we are going to get mystery guest on. Setup's going to be a little bit clunky, but let's see. I'm going to plug her in, and we'll say, alright, mystery guest, will you just say a few words for us? Testing, if you will.
Testing.
That did not work. That is really upsetting. We're going to have to hold you up to the mic. Here, give us a testing.
Testing.
Hi. This is editing Claudia here. Still sick if you can't tell, but I'm here to say that this episode is not the most technologically advanced. I am holding an iPhone up to the microphone. So that's kind of technical issue number one. Technical issue number two is I can't speak. But no, there were many kind of complications from this episode, but I still had a really good time. I had a really good conversation. So if we can all ignore the technical difficulties, of which there were many, I think we can all enjoy this episode as much as anyone can enjoy two teenagers cramming as many gay jokes as they can into an hour-long session on public radio. So enjoy it, please. I feel like you're a little bit too quiet, so I'm gonna call you regularly. Give us 2 minutes. Guys, I said it would be clunky. It is indeed super duper clunky. I am going to ring her. She's right next to her phone. So I know she'll be here. But I'm really excited for this episode. We've got a lot to discuss. We've got a lot to talk about. If this works. Alright. Hopefully everybody can hear this, because I just have to... Hello, mystery guest, were you testing for us again?
Testing.
Alright, this is how we're gonna have to do this, for now. I'm gonna try one more method. I doubt it'll work, but we'll see. Let's see, if I go media. Okay. Possibly not. Will you give us one more testing, and then I'm giving up?
Testing.
Alright, I'm just going to hold you up to the microphone now. Alright, so, everybody, I would like to introduce my best friend, FREYJA. She's here on Let Me Talk. FREYJA, hello.
Hi.
Will you kind of introduce yourself? Give us your pronouns, how you identify, if you will.
Well, obviously I'm FREYJA, she, her, and I'm queer.
Alright. So... You've listened to Let Me Talk before, right? Long-time listener of the show.
Yes, definitely.
Very good. I reckon we just get into it, because there's a lot I want to talk about with you, and we've wasted a fair amount of time just messing around with this audio. It's been great. But, yeah, I think I really wanted to discuss why having queer friends is important. Yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on that, because I feel like I'm very... loud about being queer. I'm a very, very loud person. I have an entire radio show about being gay, so yeah. Whereas I feel like
I am on said radio show, so maybe
you're on your way to being as loud as me, but
I'll get there
one day. So I feel like you're still figuring everything out, though, right? Just how to get your own radio show. No, but how to be this loud, I guess.
And
Yeah.
out about it.
Yeah, but no, I wanted to get your stance first on why having queer friends is important.
I just think it's so much easier if you have people around you who are loud and proud about it, then it can make you realize that you can do that too, and it's not just like you have to hide it. You can actually be loud about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like there are just some things... I've tried to explain it on the radio before, but I feel like there are some things I just can't properly explain because there's just some stuff that queer people just understand, and it's just easier to say one thing and not have to, like, completely explain yourself because we get it.
You just get it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I discussed with you had an anecdote, a big fan of anecdotes on this show, so I was wondering if you had one for us.
Yeah, so with the whole, like, having queer friends is really important, no one had really voiced that, because at the time I was, like, identifying as bisexual, and at that point, this was November last year, I think, no one had voiced it to me without it being a question of, oh, is this what you are? But Claudia, fun fact, actually just stated it because we were on a FaceTime and I was sitting weirdly. So I said, I sit really weird, and Claudia went with, yeah, every bisexual does, with just no question about it, and moved on.
No, the best bit is I don't remember that.
I think about it daily.
Yeah, so it was like very significant to you, and it was just something that I said and did not think about at all, and now don't remember in the slightest.
I remember the exact moment.
But I feel like that very much encapsulates it.
Yeah.
Because that was just something that I could say and that I did say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very evident of our dynamic. Like you just said, we were on a FaceTime because we are online friends. I hate saying that, but we are.
It seems so strange because we have so many real person, like, connections between us. Like, there's so many people that we both know that it seems strange to just, like, say that we're online friends and that we haven't really met.
No, we've met. I should give the listeners some backstory. So Freya is my cousin Taylor's best friend. And I have met Freya, like, it was about a year ago. Yeah, like last year, very briefly. 2 years ago, we properly met.
2 years ago, yeah.
But we were kind of convinced that we did not like each other. Not as in, like, oh, I hated Freya. It was like, Freya hates me. And I guess you kind of thought the same thing about me, hey?
I thought Claudia hated me,
Yeah, so I was, like, hanging out with my cousin and my cousin's friend who doesn't like me. And that was, like, how we met, but... Yeah.
It was very awkward.
Yeah, and then, you know, how did we become friends? How has our dynamic gone to, I'm going to bring you on my radio show?
It was really weird. Funny enough, it was actually, I posted a TikTok about, a shared interest we had. I was unaware that we both liked it, but then Taylor reached out and went, like, hey, Claudia likes that too. You guys should text each other about it. Because Claudia commented on said TikTok. I was very, very reluctant to reach out because, again, I thought Claudia hated me. It was terrifying. I ended up I actually don't know who texted first. I don't remember.
Oh, I have the screenshots somewhere. Because here's the thing, like, yes, we'd met before, so we had each other on, like, Snapchat. We had each other's numbers, like, we had texted before this, and then just didn't talk. So then there's this, like, just text from when I was leaving Sydney to immediately just talking about this show.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but it was very quick as well.
Yeah.
Because at the start we only really talked about that because we didn't think the other one liked.
No, in my mind I was like, oh, Freya doesn't want to talk to me, but I guess I'm the only one who, like, obsesses about this as much as her, or, like, knows enough.
No, very quickly realised that was not the case.
Yes, it was good. So I have so many questions for you, I feel like, because eventually, obviously, we did become friends. We've been friends for, like, almost a year now. No, we're in July. I'm rounding up so hard. um, it's been like 9 months.
9 months, yeah.
Yeah, a whole child.
Whoa!
So I know I was like posting about Let Me Talk. I started posting on Instagram on my main account, quickly kind of made Let Me Talk its own Instagram account. And then you started listening. So my next question is, how did you even start listening to Let Me Talk? Or like, why?
Well, I know it was, I think I didn't start listening until this year. It was at I think I listened once, like right before you went to Melbourne earlier this year.
Mm.
But it was very much because I knew you had the radio show, like very little about it, but I knew you had one. But I didn't know what you thought of me, still kind of thought you hated me, so I was like, I can't listen to it, it's overstepping my boundaries. But then one day I was like, what, can I listen to your radio show? And you were like, yeah, you can. So I did, and also just knowing you had a radio show was very, like, again, the whole realizing that you can be loud and you can talk about being queer without it having to be a shameful thing to think about.
Yeah. It
was great.
No, that's so intimidating to me, because, like, I do say I'm, like, the queer voice I wish I had, and then people listen like you and went, oh, no, you are a queer voice. I'm like, oh, why? No, but, like, it does kind of tie into what I said before. Like, there are just some things that only queer folk can kind of connect with and get.
Yeah.
Like, super happy for everyone to listen to the show, obviously, because I think there's stuff to take from it always, but I think it's kind of especially important for queer people to just kind of have that. Yeah. So there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Just like one or maybe 3,000 other things. But I really wanted to talk about, like, presenting as queer.
Yeah.
And just how you feel about it.
I don't know if it really, as a concept, exists, but with societal norms, obviously it does. Everything does. But personally, I don't think I present as what straight people or just society in general would, mark as queer or, like, out there in any way. I look fairly generic. So, but, like, compared to you, and I'm going to throw you under the bus here, you're bald.
Yes. No hair.
So, yeah, no hair, and you have a lot more of a,
queer aesthetic. I'm putting words in your mouth, but I feel like that's the only way I can say it.
The style,
yeah.
You dress like a lesbian.
Thank you. But, like, I am... Yeah, no, I'm very masked, and I feel like under societal norms, I definitely, it's been proven that I do kind of present as queer. Yeah, but no, I think it's an unfortunately, like, real thing, because society has made, like, presenting a real thing.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb, because I just rely on my amazing gaydar, but, like, I feel like we can kind of define presenting. We can throw me under the bus, yes, and kind of use me as an example, because I do dress very, very mask. Yeah, and it was...
We do dress fairly similar. Like, we do have some similar styles, like more baggy clothes sometimes and stuff like that. But I think the way that I present myself, and just the way that I kind of look in general, is just a lot more typical.
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably still tell. But,
yeah, because of my gaydar. I know.
Yeah. You just know this. But, like, I've got, like, just long brown hair, just plain. It's not coloured. It's not cut any fancy way. So it's just very plain and simple.
No, I like that you said fancy way when you did see the process that I kind of took to get bald. That was that was something.
You look great. You look really good.
I think I should become a hairdresser. I think I was a hairdresser in another life.
Yeah, maybe for like the military.
It was interesting. But no, I think it's also really hard in small towns because there's just less of a population. It's a small town, and there's less kind of just people who dress different. Like, there's a lot of kind of the same themes in towns. Whereas in, like, cities, I'm going to use Melbourne as an example because I went there and I saw a lot of kind of queer presenting people, and I'd, like, stop them in the street and be like, oh my god, I love your hair. Oh my god, I love your outfit. And I kind of got that back. Whereas in, like, small towns, it's like I'm definitely noticeable. Like, I've been told, like, oh yeah, I saw you in Woolies. Don't see me in Woolies. Like, I had blue hair, so I can't be like, oh no, that wasn't me. But yeah, it's very weird. Whereas in, like, Melbourne, in the city, you're just not recognised. You're kind of no one. So it's, like, very easy to just stop people and be like, oh my god, I love this. Because then you can just walk and get lost on a tram or something. But, like, I feel like in small towns, people definitely know who you are a lot more, and there's a lot more perception happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder to hide from people.
Definitely. Not that I'm, like, making really, like, a hidden statement, because I've had some very vibrant hair colours, and even this now is a statement in and of itself. But no, I feel like there is a very, very big fear of kind of being judged.
Just being perceived as anything other than what people want to perceive you as in their own mind. Yeah.
No, completely. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, if people know who you are, then people can judge who you are. I feel like that's the only way to really explain it.
If they can put you in their own box of what they expect you to be, then they can't judge you, so I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you were kind of put in that box and then kind of
very much
continued with that box, if you want to go into more detail.
It was I was very assumed of what I was supposed to be because I've had a lot of labels. One of which being in maybe I think it was 2021, so like year 7. I was a lesbian, or I identified as a lesbian, or other people thought I did. That was easy to come to terms with and to tell people that was who I was. It was an easy thing for people to look at me and go, yeah, we know who you are. We can tell who you are. But even with that was horrible because then I didn't even resonate with it. I just believed it was easier for people to resonate me with it. So I just went with it for, like, multiple years. But it was harder to come to terms with the fact that I had to agree that I did, in fact, like men. Difficult.
Yeah, it'll get off the show now that you've admitted that.
But yeah, because it was very easy for me to come out and be like, oh, I like women, and start dating women and do that. And since everyone knew me as a lesbian for the majority of, like, the start of high school up until I didn't really start to question it or tell people otherwise until maybe year 9, even, like, year 10. But for like a while, people just assumed that I was a lesbian or only liked women. So in my head, having to come to terms with the fact that for outside of my norm was liking men and being normal in that sense.
Yeah.
Very backwards.
Very backwards. No, but I get you, and it kind of brings me to my next topic, which is mostly, like, being queer in mainstream high school. I wanted to talk about first kind of getting outed, because I've been outed a few times. So I'll talk about my kind of first getting outed experience, which was great. That was in year 6, which was awesome. Just getting outed in year 6, but that was very much at the time, like, in 2020, I think you'll agree with me, like, in 2020 and 2021, kind of being specifically bi, I think a lot of people were saying they were bi online, and it quickly kind of became this trend to, like, come out as bi, and then later not do that. Like,
it's an easy thing, because it's very much, like, whether you're a guy or girl or anything in between, it's still, you can still play it off as being part of the norm, or like dating the opposite gender while saying you're attracted to the other one. It's easy to put yourself in that box, but without actually being in the box.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think at that time, like, people were using queer labels and, like, the queer identity more as personality traits to make themselves more interesting and, like, to trend. Like, it was a very big thing on TikTok. I remember this because I was, like, just getting on TikTok. Yeah, it was so bad. And I got, like, outed during this time, and, like, my year 6 class was very nice, fairly chill about it, and because it was kind of, like, the trend at the time, and they were mostly open-minded people, they were like, oh, cool, lesbianism, but, yeah, but I find the whole, like, that entire era of social media, specifically TikTok, when everyone was coming out, and then later going back in the closet, which, that's fine. I've talked about self-identity and expression and just, like, just exploration and discovery a lot, but this trend, it happened, so many creators and so many people were coming out as bi, and then just acting like they never said that, or saying, like, oh no, actually I'm straight, never mind, I was never bi, blah blah blah. Like, the peak and decline happened at the exact same time for everyone on TikTok, and even now
it brought harmful stereotypes with it too, because there was so much of it, so then people who did want to come out felt pressured, or like they couldn't do it, they wouldn't be taken seriously.
Yeah, because even now I hear people be like, oh yeah, remember my bisexual phase? You mean the TikTok trend where you were insulting and degrading everybody who actually identifies as that, you know? I do remember that, yes. Yes, I do. But it was just, I'm trying to, like, rustle up something helpful about that whole thing, in that it made my tiny brain a little bit more comfortable to come out, which was that's, like, false sense of security already, but that entire situation and that era of TikTok was so harmful because, again, people who actually came out were worried about not being taken seriously or not being enough because they weren't presenting themselves like people on social media, or they weren't acting like everybody on social media, because everybody was acting the same and coming out the same way and just doing the same thing. It was very, very robotic, and I hated it so much.
Yeah, and I think that, as you said, that it helped you feel more secure, and it was not helpful to me in any way. Like I said, it just made other people feel like impossible to come out because they would be stereotyped as one thing, or, oh, it's just a phase anyway, everyone's like this now.
Yeah, everyone has that bi phase, or everyone has that gay phase, and it's like, what?
So that was also, like, a large part of the reason that I came out, I guess, as lesbian. I don't even know how everyone found out about it, or how I told people. It just kind of happened, just manifested. But it was because I didn't want to be put in that stereotype of who those people were, or I didn't want people to not take me seriously. So if I just went straight to the other end of it, I could push myself far enough down that I could just be that for that time. That's what I had to do to feel okay about myself.
Yeah, no, I get you. Well, no, I did say it made me more comfortable to come out. So then when I got outed in year 7, I'm like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. I'm just going to put in a little narration. It was not fine. It was not fine. Because obviously, you know, I got bullied really badly. So I was like, once people kind of outed me in year 7, I was like, yeah, okay. Which was just such a bad experience. Obviously, homophobia is never ever good. So I felt really, really judged after that. After that whole experience, I felt really judged and scared as a queer person.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it did make sense, thank you. I feel like that was just my automatic response, but I was like, yeah, that made sense.
Being, like, judged for it was such a weird feeling because people wouldn't even judge you in the sense of like, or at least not me. I don't know everyone.
You can't speak for me.
But like people were very, very subtle about how they felt about it or what they thought about it. And it made me internalize like a lot of what I thought about myself. And obviously at that point I was like 13, 14, so already hated myself enough. But
The awesome age of 13 and 14.
Just such a magical time.
Oh, what I'd give to go back and be 13 and 14, the best ages.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people being, I guess, microaggressive towards me and certain things that they would say made me just hate who I was and wished no one knew. And at this point, I'm still trying to question everything, and I don't even know if I'm a lesbian or if I'm faking it. Who knows?
Who knows?
It's crazy. But yeah, like some people had said some insane things to me during this time. Even now, people still say crazy things to me when they find out even just an inkling of me liking the same gender or anyone who isn't just a straight up cis man. There's
Yeah, I think give us some quotes. What are some things people have said to you? Yeah. No, I need to hear them now.
Well, there's so many, but with like the internalized homophobia side of it that I had put upon myself, I was telling someone about it, and they said to me that you can't have internalized homophobia because you're not Christian and you weren't raised homophobic. Which was really fun. It was a great thing to hear. Yeah.
What an interesting take and an interesting opinion to have. That's insane.
Means.
That's not what that means at all.
Internalized homophobia is much more
complicated. Yeah. It's incredibly complicated.
Negative societal views about homosexuality on you and applying them to yourself and putting self-hatred and shame and stuff on top of you. It has nothing to do with religion. It can be more common in it because obviously that's just how religion works. But,
like there are some religions who that don't really approve of homosexuality or anything like that yes can foster to internalized homophobia, but it can also just kind of manifest itself, and I feel like internalized homophobia manifests differently in every single queer person. Like I feel like some queer people who have internalized homophobia then put that hate onto other queer people, but I feel like for you it's different. Yeah.
Very.
For you it was really all internal.
Yeah, that was a part of it. It was that I had no problem with other people. I was jealous of other people who were able to be so secure in themselves at that point. I think that was honestly probably part of the reason that it seemed like I hated you, because I was so like hateful towards myself about who I was. I had a girlfriend at that time too when we first met as well, so it just was very internal and it didn't make a lot of sense. But
and here I come with my baby gay haircut and my dark blue hair.
Yeah, and your little pins on your back.
Oh, I forgot about the pins. They were great.
I loved the pins. You were very, you didn't know it, but especially like at that point, seeing someone who was very visually clear.
I'm thinking of the word flamboyant. I'm like, that's not for mass lesbians.
Just like seeing someone who was outward about it and didn't seem to have any. Clearly you hit it well. Any internal struggles with who they were in that sense of themselves.
Yeah.
It was insane.
That's very weird to me because I feel like
I was very jealous of you.
I feel like I was not perceived that way at all because I was very.
You were.
I feel like I'm very confident with my sexuality now, but like back then I was just like still kind of reeling from everything that happened in year 7.
Yeah.
Do you have? I'm getting I want more quotes of the insane things that people have said to you that I feel like you're still.
There are a lot that are based on my appearance, and again, as I've said, I present pretty femme and straight. Sucks. But, like, people saying things like, you're too pretty to be gay, or what a waste, or have you ever been with a man, because how would you know you don't want that? And just things that are very demeaning and just did not help with me trying to figure out who I was.
Yuck.
Yeah. Or just the classic, are you sure?
Ew!
You know,
Ew.
those aren't fun.
Well, actually, are you know, but...
Are you sure? Go kiss a man. I'm so sorry.
No, but I hate... I'm just laughing at you. I need to, like, take my stance on these awful comments.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I hate things like that so much, and I never really got that, because I'm really masked now, and even when I was being bullied, they were definitely sure. They knew I was sure, and they did not like me for it, so I've never really gotten this side of homophobia personally.
Especially, like, in school, some of the most common ones were just, obviously, because people perceived me as a lesbian. If my friends or anything would be talking about this man that they find hot, whether it's a celebrity or just someone that they know, if I was to weigh in and say, oh, yeah, no, they're okay, or, like, if I just said that I didn't find them attractive, they'd just go, oh, well, what do you know, you're a lesbian, or just, like, the things like, oh, shut up, you're gay, just, like, using it in, like, as an insult, but trying to laugh it off as a joke. It was not a funny joke.
Yeah, like, trying to make the straight people club exclusive, and while degrading you.
Yeah.
Gross.
It was great.
Yeah, I hate that.
And no one would say anything about it. Like, one of my close friends, her ex-boyfriend was very, very hard-hitting with saying stuff like, oh, well, you're gay, how would you know? Or, you don't know anything, you're gay. Or just, like, shut up, you're a lesbian. Just very degrading comments. So it did not help me feel secure in who I was labeling myself as, or safe in the way that I was labeling myself.
Yeah. No, I've had friends who have, like, homophobic boyfriends, or, like, hanging out with really homophobic people, or in, like, the talking stage, and I've had that. And then I had a friend who was just like, oh, no, he's really sweet, you just have to ignore it, like, don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry? I am gonna worry about it, actually, but the whole, like, shut up, you're gay thing is so weird to me.
It's also because they were wrong. Really, I do like men in some way, so it is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love that whole vibe, and I feel like you've got more for me.
I do.
Oh, good.
I have so many.
Great.
There's small micro things that people have done. Like, there was a point in, I want to say it was year 8, so very early year 8, where me and my two closest friends had a falling out, and this was right before we had officially, like, stopped being friends. Is this spot where we sat at school. I got to school one day and neither of them were there yet, but they usually came after me anyway, and a lot of people knew that I sat here. The F slur was written on the carpet where I sat every day at recess and lunch and before school. I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was targeted at me, but it obviously wasn't great to see. And then my friends actively then stopped talking to me like a day later. I'm fairly certain it was them.
Yeah, so if we put 2 and 2 together, it was them.
Yeah. That was not fun to see. And it didn't go away straight away either. That was written on the carpet for quite a while because it was done in Sharpie, and so they couldn't really get it off. So every time I walked past that spot in the school, because I no longer sat there because I wasn't friends with them anymore, they didn't sit there anymore either, I would walk past it and I would see it written on the ground, and all I could think was, oh, this was targeted at me. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I have a deep hatred for the F slur. Not a fan.
I just don't like it. I don't like any slurs, I think.
No.
They're all bad.
Taking a really deep stance on Let Me Talk, slurs are bad. We don't like them.
Okay, really, really controversial, FYI. Don't think anyone should say them.
Yeah.
So sorry. there's just other things through school that just happen. That it's kind of just like a rite of passage, a canon event, if you will.
Queer canon event, yeah.
Yeah, especially for like queer girls in high school, like the having straight friends who are gonna say, "Oh, well, you don't like me, right?" Or if I was gay, I'd be with you, or I just like assuming that you have a crush on them, or just because you like girls, you're going to like them, no matter what.
I have a question for you though. Is that the reality? You know, when you're friends with a girl, do you immediately have a crush on them?
No, because you know
what?
Just because if you were gay, you'd be with me. I am gay and I don't want to be with you. So clearly,
exactly, the
issue is not me; it's you. I think you actually just have a crush on me.
Yeah, like if we use common sense.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
But it's not even. Sometimes it's not even in like a cruel way. Like sometimes still, some of the friends that I have to this day, which also like the queer friends thing. A lot of my friends and very close friends to me are all very straight or straight presenting. So I don't have a lot of queer friends other than Claudia. So
I want a little trophy that says like #1 queer friend. I think I need it.
#1 queer friend.
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
Thank you.
So a lot of them do say sly remarks that they don't really get are wrong or like don't understand
how
why
harmful
it would make
it
me
is.
feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't say anything about it because there's not much point. Don't see them very often. I don't go to school. But like just saying the whole like, if I liked girls, I'd be with you, or you know, just like making kissy faces, or you know, just like the whole joke kissing thing. Wild.
Yeah. I don't love that.
Yeah. No.
It's
not fun.
It's also really hard to like call someone out on that when they're your friend, because it's like you can't be like, hey, that's a really weird thing to do, because then you've just kind of ruined the fun, jokey vibe that they've all got.
Exactly, and especially if it's you're kind of the only person in that friend group who is in any way queer, it's very like, oh, we didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, it's just, we thought it was funny, you know, because you like girls. Are you sure you don't?
Yeah, with these jokes, are you sure you don't?
You are very forward.
Yeah, but I feel like that entire dynamic and like high school itself is just hard and awful. And I've said it on the show. I'm a phrase repeater, but everybody says like, "Oh, high school's hard." Yeah, it is hard. We're trying our best to get through it. And then navigating like the entire societal pressures of school, difficult enough. And then add on to that, I think I said this last episode, but add on to that, being openly queer or closeted in a school, it's so hard. And then you have to deal with like these remarks or really aggressive homophobia. I think it's equally harmful because it affects like your state of mind and how you kind of identify as a queer person, like your personality, your clothing, like anything you can dissect with people's comments and be like, okay, well, I'm not enough this, or I'm not good enough here.
Yeah.
But it's like you're doing that to your own identity because of what people have said to you or what you've just experienced in school. Like you're like forced to dissect yourself as a human being, and it's awful.
Yeah. And obviously high school is hard for everyone, but other people putting pressure on you to be how they expect you to be, you having to hide yourself is so difficult. And people who don't have to go through that, straight people aren't going to get that. They're never going to understand how it is.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does. There are no better words than it sucks. Because then you come from that, and then you're like on your path. Anybody's like on their path to learning self-acceptance, and that's also hard. So every part of this like queer teen journey is kind of hard and awful, and there are some small really good bits in it, but I won't lie, a lot of it is really hard and awful. But I can say that because I feel like you'd agree, and any other queer person would be like, yeah. Like there's always going to be good bits, but it is primarily hard, and then you're at, like, self-acceptance, and I'm obviously kind of there. I'm super proud to be gay, very, very loud about it.
Yeah.
I'm on my radio show right now. But I feel like because you've recently had these comments.
Reserved about it.
Well, you're on the radio
Not
show
even,
now, so
like-
here you are.
Oh my god. I'm a lot more reserved about it. I just don't want people to know, because when they did know who I was, they didn't talk to me kindly, and I didn't like the way that they spoke to me, whether or not they thought it was nice.
Yeah.
So I just don't want them to know.
No, I think
And
that's...
I don't even know in myself who I really am yet, so I can't tell other people if I don't know.
No, I think that's absolutely fair enough.
Yeah.
I do. With that, I am going to play some music, give us a little bit of a break. The music is probably going to be a little bit clunky, but it's fine. It's fine, everybody. Freya will be back after the music. We're going to play some Mrs. Magic by Strawberry Guy. Please? Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Why is this doing this? This is so upsetting. Maybe now? Alright, everybody, technical difficulties. I'm switching my cord out, so I just need some filler noise for a second. And I've shunned Freya while I play music, but she will be back after this music break. We'll be here just waiting to play some good tunes. Please play, because I'm just waffling through this. Please? Okay, maybe not. Sigh, everybody. Alright, give me another second. We're just going to have some lovely awkward silence while the music refuses to play. But while I'm here, I may as well ask everybody if we're enjoying the mystery guest Freya, because I've really enjoyed having her on the show. I'm hoping she makes a return soon, because I've really enjoyed just not being by myself. I feel like I have had a really good dynamic conversation with her. Let's try again. Mrs. Magic, Strawberry Guy, please. Or not. Okay, never mind. Never mind, we just won't have music. That's okay. That's totally fine. Hello, Freya, are you still here?
I'm still here.
This is a no music episode, because the music's just not playing. And I've just sat through this. I'm having about a bajillion technical difficulties, because it just doesn't want to play.
Awesome.
We also have 15 minutes left, and I feel like there's definitely 15 minutes worth of stuff we can talk about. While my voice slowly decays.
That's okay.
It's fine. Alright, well, on to the next thing I wanted to talk about with no music. This is great. No, but I wanted to talk about kind of labeling yourself versus kind of labeling yourself for other people, which I feel like we just kind of touched on. We just spoke about. Yeah, but I feel like I wanted kind of a deeper look into a labeling, because there is a little bit of like self-realization about labeling, obviously, because I said this last episode. I've said it probably every episode, but I'll say it again. Self-identity and self-expression is all about self. There really is no one else who can tell you what you are. Unless you're me telling Freya she sits weird. That's the only exception.
I don't like that I was sitting weird when you said that.
That's perfect. But, yeah, so with labeling, obviously, you know, I have labels, and Freya is currently kind of just unlabeled. She's just chilling out in her own little...
in the spectrum of queer.
I really like that. But, there's a quote that I'm directly stealing from you, that I wrote down. Is that, you can change as a person, and the labels will change with you. So that's what I mean when I say, like, it's fine to... I have something on my glasses and it's really tripping me up. That's what I mean when I say it's, like, fine to discover you're not what you thought you were. That's fine, because, again, you'll change. So when I talk about everybody's, like, bisexual or gay phase in 2020 and 2021, that's not they were doing. That's not what they were doing. They weren't moving around the spectrum. They were following a trend.
That's why it was so difficult
Yeah.
for other people to realise themselves in that moment, because it was just a trend. So if they did it, they were seen as following a trend.
Yeah. It was very mocking, kind of, the queer experience.
And all the stereotypes that came from that.
Yes. But in actuality, you can just build labels around yourself.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get your opinion right now. A FREYJA 2025 opinion on labels.
I think they're... And there's so many of them that you're always going to find one that suits you. And even if you don't find one that suits you, you don't need to. Because the only person who needs to know anything about yourself is you. And if no one else knows about you, that's not anyone else's problem. Anyone you want to know who you are, what you think, how you feel towards anything, you tell the people. And if you don't want someone to know, you shouldn't have to tell them. So if you don't want to label yourself, don't label yourself. If you do it, because it's just all about how it feels to you to do it. It has nothing to do with a single other person.
That was so crazy. That was unscripted, just pure raw thoughts. That was insane. That was insane. I sense a co-host job opportunity. I'm just putting it out there.
We do have a lot more that we won't get to.
We do. We definitely do. But I feel like labels, you just said like labels can be helpful, and I feel like they definitely helped me. Obviously, I'm labeled right now, and learning about labels kind of helped me learn about myself. Yeah, but I feel like they didn't really help you.
No, because the lesbian label, it's a little sticker you put on your jacket. It was very much like pushed upon me, and I pushed it upon myself, obviously not wanting to be seen as just another person following a trend, and I wanted to be taken seriously in some kind of way, so I just picked the first one that I thought resonated with me in any way, and I pushed that on everyone else and on myself, and I didn't enjoy it. I don't care what anyone else thought about it. I hated it. It sucked. It was horrible, because every time I thought about, but I would date a man, I would try and rationalize it and say, well, no, I wouldn't. Maybe I just like masks. You don't, babe. I do, but I like others as well. But it was not helpful. And then even when I kind of came out of that and very, very slowly started basically soft launching that I wasn't a lesbian, people would ask me, they go, okay, wait, so are you bi? Like, you're bi, are you?
Yeah,
and
just begging for another label.
Yeah, no one was really mean about it. Like, I do remember one of my friends, specifically, I was sitting in science class, and we were just talking, and I've known this person for a very long time, and they just straight up said, they went, hey, FREYJA, and I went, yeah, and they go, wait, are you bi? They just genuinely were just wondering about who I was and how I wanted to be perceived, and I said, yeah, I guess so, because I didn't even know, and I don't like putting that word upon myself. I have a hard time saying it when it comes to putting it on myself, because it just doesn't feel right, and it feels very finite. So I just don't really... I let anyone think what they want to think of me, and people who are close enough will just kind of... I don't know if anyone really associates any label with me unless they remember me from before or just anything, but they just kind of feel very confining, and like I have to be what people expect of that label, and I don't like it.
This is just so profound. I'm in shock. No, but no, I think that's really, really accurate. Yeah, and I think that's why queer is such a good umbrella term, because it's not... It is a label to say, like, yes, I'm in this community, but it's not completely... It's not as much of a blockage, I don't think.
Yeah, because like, gay can sometimes be an umbrella term, but obviously that usually just resonates with gay men. But,
and
like,
lesbians occasionally, yeah.
Yes, sometimes lesbians will say, like, oh, I'm gay, or just anything like that, but as a specific label, obviously there are specific ones for like each type. But yeah,
Each genre.
Each genre, whatever you're feeling that day. But queer is very much like a very umbrella term. Like it kind of just encompasses everything to do with LGBTQ plus. I can't remember the whole acronym.
Oh my god, cancelled. You can't remember the whole acronym. Cancelled.
But yeah, it's a really good, easy term to just say, I guess.
Yeah. No, and I think that is... Yeah, that is, like, very accurate. I think labels can be confining. I just don't resonate with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Breaking news, queer people can have different opinions about queer stuff.
Actually, no. Everyone has to agree with me.
But, no, I find, like, labels useful for me. I don't demand them from anyone else. But I like my labels. I'm good with them. Yeah. But I feel like you were very, very aware of, like, all the labels and stereotypes and every kind of expectation before you.
And I'm very worried about how other people think and perceive me. Like, especially, like, all the lesbian things of, like, you just haven't met the right man. Stuff like that that's, like, hard to hear.
Yeah.
And damaging, and it's not fun.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate, because I think a lot of the time, I think I talked about this in a previous episode, that you just haven't met the right man thing. I just didn't touch on it that much. Not really how sexuality works and identity. Not how that works, because specific people... I'm going to take this stance. Specific people shouldn't have an impact on yourself or your identity. I think that's a discovery, an adventure that you have to take yourself. And yeah, there may be like a person that's like, oh my gosh, I'm attracted to that person. They're like different than what my label is now. That's fine. But then you explore that further. You go into that further, and that's how identity works. There's not just like one right man that can spin you on your axis and change everything.
And
not how that works.
That's not even a bad thing. Like, if you have identified as a lesbian for a vast majority of your life, or even just like a long time, and you do happen to find someone who isn't, like, doesn't identify as a woman, and you do end up loving them and you want to be with them, that has nothing to do with, that's not you being wrong or other people being right. That's just you finding someone who you want to be with, and it has nothing to do, because again, it's all spectrum, and you grow and your labels change.
Yes.
And so do you.
No, love is love. I'll put that up. That's
That's like the whole
that's like our whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
But no, that is how that works. I've been holding on to that for about like 10 seconds. Because I just thought of that. I'm like, oh my god. But there are some things that like people will just like look at you and assume, and I've had that. And I do feel bad because I feel like I'm like feeding into like the stereotypes, because I was at YAG. I'll bring a YAG story with me, but that's Headspace youth group, by the way, just for everyone wondering.
Youth advisory group.
Youth advisory group. Thank you. So yeah, that's YAG. But we had like a new member, and I was just talking to him, and I was talking about my radio show, because when people ask me my interests, I think I panic now, and I'm just like, oh, I like this, and then I go, oh no, you're looking at my Instagram.
Being gay.
That's terrible.
My favorite thing.
It is my favorite thing. Like, I do really enjoy being here at this radio station, but it is like very strange to tell people about in person. And then, you know, he goes like, oh, you're queer, and he was like kidding, because obviously I do look very queer. So it is that very much thing of like, you know, he sees me, clocks me at first glance, obviously. That is a very much like presenting thing. It's presenting queer as very real, as much as I like wish it wasn't, because it can be confining for others. It's not confining for me, and that's again just a bit of the gay privilege I
It's
have.
not even always like safe to be assumed queer based off your appearance. Like,
Yeah.
some places it's just not. So you never out anyone. This is like rule of thumb, never out
Yeah,
anyone.
don't out
No matter
people.
how safe you play this, you think the place is, don't out anyone unless you know that it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was the first person to talk about it. Also, we're in a headspace, so it was fine. That was just like a very chill situation. It was just, you know, it's, again, that whole thing of like how society sees people and how they present. It's just a true factor of life now, is that, you know, I present really masc and lesbian. I'm a masc lesbian. But there is that whole thing of like, oh, you don't look queer, and I feel like you've had literally those comments of like, oh, you don't look like
those
that.
comments. Or someone has said to me, you don't look gay enough. I did go home that day and look up how to look more gay.
Enough is crazy.
Yeah. It's like both sides. It's like, oh, you don't look like you should be gay. Like, are you sure? Like, you're too pretty for that. Or, you don't look gay enough. We don't want you here. Go with them, but you're not good enough for it.
Go with the straight people. You don't actually look gay enough.
No, that was a straight person who said it to me.
Oh. So it's like, you don't look gay enough, come be straight with me.
No, I don't really know how they look.
What is...
It seemed like...
I don't understand why someone would say that.
It seemed like they were saying it in a way that's like, if that's who you are, you're not good enough to be a part of that group.
Yeah.
Like, you aren't with them enough.
I hate that as well. Really hating all of these horrible things that people are saying to you. 'Cause that's insane. 'Cause I feel like my intentions are not to look gay enough. Like, they're not mine personally, but I know that people have struggled because they don't look gay or look gay enough. And it's all around like this societal expectation of just how queer people are supposed to look and act and breathe. But I'm masc because I want to be. There is nothing worse to me obviously there are things, but honestly, I would actually rather sell my soul than wear a dress. Anything but wearing a dress I will do, because I hate it. Hate that so much.
Most dresses are really ugly too.
I'm built, I think as soon as I was born, you know, the doctors are holding me, I'm like, this one's a masc, because I don't even have like the frame of someone to wear a dress.
I was dress when you were like 7.
Except for the rainbow dress, of course. That was iconic, but then, you know, as soon as I got my lesbian tendencies, it was like, it's time for you to only suit like baggy cargo pants and a really baggy shirt. Enjoy. And I do enjoy it. Because I do have that like concern of like feeding some stereotypes, but at the same time, I'm just trying to be me. Hot take, maybe stop dictating what queer people do. Everyone who tells Freya weird stuff, stop doing that.
All the creepy guys who talk to me and just say weird things about me.
Stop doing that.
Don't be a freak.
Don't be a freak. That's the stance I'm taking.
Freakazoid.
That's the banger we're ending on. Is don't be a freak.
Crazy take.
Yeah, crazy take of don't be a freak. Because we are just like trying to be us. We're just trying to live.
Yeah.
You know, I could say the same thing to the radio at the moment because it didn't play music. Don't be a freak.
So you'll be wrong regardless.
Exactly. Alright, well, we have 3 minutes left, but I'm ending it here. I'm also really upset that I couldn't play music because
You just talk too much.
I just talk too much. I've fully talked for like an hour. This is insane. I also kind of wanted to play music and maybe get you on a better setup because I am just holding you on to my microphone right now. I would have liked a couple of minutes to fix that, but no.
Muscles.
That's insane. We're going to end right now on using those mask muscles. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you for tuning in, if you did. I appreciate you so much. Everyone say bye to Freya. I can guarantee she'll be back, because we did not get through all of our material. Thank you, Freya. Do you have anything else to leave us with, other than using those mask muscles? Because that was great.
Go follow Claudia's Instagram, letmetalk.show on Instagram.
Thank you very much for the plug. Thank you. Everybody say bye, Freya. We're hanging up on her now. Anyways, I'm going to do a little outro. Thank you to Freya for plugging the Instagram. Make sure you go follow Let Me Talk. That's it for tonight, everyone. Really sorry I couldn't play any music. I guess it just didn't feel like it tonight. But I will be back next week. To be confirmed if Freya is or is not coming, because I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll script. There will be updates on the Instagram, so go follow the Instagram. There's a lot of information on there when I update it. But thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.